Hello, my name is Jan Stallens and I welcome you to the first video of hopefully many where I'll try and document my adventure, my quest into creating a smart home for myself. The end goal will be to monitor, control and automate everything that I can within my own house. Now, monitoring, controlling and automating is perfect because I'm currently employed as a system engineer with a company called Skyline Communications. Now, Skyline Communications creates a software package called DataMiner. Now, DataMiner is something created specifically to be able to control, monitor and automate, and several other things, with numerous of devices, vendor independent. It's mostly used in the professional world, so it's used by satellite operators, by cable providers, and especially also in the broadcast industry, so television and radio stations. A couple of our customers using our software for monitoring, controlling devices and automating them are companies such as Proximus and Telenet here within Belgium. We also have things for the Disney Channel, EBU, Comtech, ESA, so even the space industry a little bit, HBO. So a couple of big names across the entire world are actually using this software professionally to control and monitor their end-to-end signal. So the end goal for them is to make sure that this signal, which is what you're currently using to watch this video, is stable. And if something were to happen with it, that it can autocorrect itself, or that it can automate sending a message to some engineer somewhere who drives in his little car to then fix the issue wherever it is. Now, so the software is mostly used professionally, and it is my hope, my goal, to play around with it, to try and see if I can use that software package internally in my own house, because technically smart home devices should be able to get handled by our software as well. So I'll be developing the drivers to communicate with these devices and then plugging them into my software or within the DataMiner software. Now, I'm going to be using it in my new house. So not this house, this is where I'm currently living, but I'm gonna be trying to use it in my new house, which I'm currently building. At least I should be building it soon, because, well, let's have a quick look. It's not a very far walk to my new house, so let me show you what it looks like right now. So we'll just, go through the door out of my current house, and there it is. That's my new house. So there's nothing much to see yet, especially, it's just some dirt and grass, but eventually it's going to be a new house and I want to make it a smart house. So I want to have a DataMiner, the package that I was talking about, at the core of this house to monitor and control everything I can think of. So now DataMiner, the specs for DataMiner are, are tailored for professional use. Now, for the use I'm doing, it's going to be small scale use. I'm pretty sure with a 300 euro or 400 euro NUC, just a very small little, computer. If you install DataMiner on that, you can probably do everything that I'm going to be doing and all the videos you'll see, but, I'm a nerd and I've had on my bucket list that I wanted to have a real server, like a server rack. So, what's stopping me? This is a perfect project to, it's a perfect project as an excuse to actually spend some money, which otherwise I might be hesitant to spend, to actually go full out. So that's what I did. So I went and bought all the components that I could to make a nice big server. A very nice CPU, I believe 64 gigabytes of memory. Yeah, I kind of went a bit crazy and got a nice 4U server case that I'm then going to engineer. In fact, I actually already did it. You can see a couple of images and footages of me putting it together here. So putting in the memory, putting in the hard drives, and just kind of having fun with the case on its own, and then plugging in the CPU, which is also always, I hate touching a CPU. It's such a delicate device, but in the end, I thought I had everything correctly done, and then my brother, who also works as an IT has his own IT company, Stallen's IT. He had purchased for me a actual server rack alongside with a big switch that has power over Ethernet, because my intention is in the future to, use that switch to connect my entire new house. So I figured, let's go full out again, make sure I have something big that can be used in the future as well. So that's what I did. Now, I put everything together, the server, I even put it into the server rack, and then the next step came, which was, installing an operating system and booting it up. It didn't boot up. The server didn't boot up. I think I spent about 2 hours, no, more. I think I spent about 5 hours just pulling things out, flashing the BIOS to a higher firmware version, Googling for everything I could think of to get it fixed, and it would not boot at all. It wasn't giving me anything. It was giving power. It was even going with, giving me the fancy light show with my accidentally bought LED enabled memory, which wasn't my intention. I should have read the fine print. Well, it's not so fine. I should have just read it more, that the RAM I bought had LEDs, which is a bit stupid to put in a server going inside of a rack, but whatever. What's done is done. And you can see the color a little bit because the server rack has a plexiglass, so you can see through it. But anyway, yeah, it wouldn't boot. It just didn't work. In the end, I had to conclude that it was most likely the motherboard itself that was broken. So as we speak, that motherboard, I had to pull everything out to pull everything, apart again. And that motherboard is actually currently on its way to Poland, hopefully to get it fixed or get a replacement, and then I get to put everything back together again. The benefit is, though, I've put it together and pulled it, apart so many times that I think I can probably put it back together with my eyes closed within 10 minutes now. Will I video myself doing that? No. It's still expensive material, and I'm gonna, take my time and make sure it's done correctly. Anyway, that's actually currently all I have to say in my first video, so I hope in the next videos I can show you my actual server that has booted up. I'll be installing a special operating system on it to allow virtual machines to run, and generally that's when I can start playing around. So I don't have the house yet, but I'll have the server, and I can start purchasing a few of the initial smart home devices. I have a few things in mind. I'll bring them up in a future video, but it should be fun. I'll be able to experiment, and then hopefully eventually, when I do have an actual house and not just a piece of land with weed on it, I can just shove in my big server rack, plug in all the Ethernet, plug in my devices, and have a running smart home using DataMiner at its core to control, monitor, and automate anything my mind can think of. Right, I hope you're as excited as I am, because this should be a fun project, and I'll catch you later.